Right now at 6, one person injured in an early morning crash near the Joplin airport.
And we've got mostly cloudy skies to start. It will warm up though and be a bit breezy. We got to look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, Paramount makes a play for Warner Brothers, what it could mean for the future of the studios.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KLAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is Tuesday, December the 9th. Also, I forgot to mention this earlier. Today is Toy Box Tuesday. See these toys? We need more toys because these are going to help area kids. Now, you can donate anytime. You can do so online at our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. You can bring a toy here, or you can donate during our Toy Box Tuesday telethon, which we'll have at noon, 5, and 6 today.
We also have drop-off locations all throughout the 4 states.
Yes.
We have that list on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com/toybox. That's where you'll find a direct link to donate, as well as a list of all those participating sites. So that way, there's probably one in your community.
Right, that way you don't have to come all the way to the station or do something like that. You can donate conveniently where you are because, again, this will help any number of kids. There's a lot of really cool toys up here, and we want to continue to add to that. And with your support, we can help make some kids' Christmas a little merrier. And it's not feeling like Christmas today, as we're going to do a little warming. In fact, we'll be even warmer on Thursday. But don't worry, it'll start to feel like Christmas by Sunday. And we'll get to all of that in a minute. But first today, live look from downtown Pittsburgh. And again, we were expecting mostly clear skies last night. Hey, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect that I'm aware of here. And we got mostly cloudy. It's mostly cloudy right now, but that's all right. That doesn't play a significant role in what we're doing. It's just you can't see as much of the stars and moon as you'd certainly like to if it was mostly clear. Downtown Pittsburgh looking good. Our camera 7th and range line also looking good so far. Pretty quiet out there. KDOT camera 69,400 again looking along 171. He's got a lot of, I'm not sure what those are, but those are very large things. I think it's carpet. I think it's carpet and pad in the back of that truck. Well, safe travels, because here's the deal. If you're driving a vehicle susceptible to gusty winds, that's going to be our biggest concern. Last stop, MoDOT camera 32nd range line looking good. Temperatures this morning are warmer than yesterday. In fact, many of us up to 10 to 15 degrees warmer than where we were. We're at 39 in Joplin, 36 in Pittsburgh. However, I'm going to show you the wind chills in a moment, and that's where it doesn't really matter because we have those gusty winds already into the area. Temperatures this morning, most of us in the mid to upper 30s. Do have some colder spots. Bentonville and Sedan both at 31 out there. And our warm spots have been the 39s. That's as warm as we've gotten, but we've got them Carthage and Joplin again, both at 39. But then you factor in the wind chill, and we are getting some pretty chilly wind chills. Mid-upper 20s for most of these. Joplin and Carthage a pinch warmer at 31, but still a pretty cold start to the day, even though our temperatures are warmer. It's that wind chill that's going to get you. On to the future track. The winds are going to increase by mid-morning, so say after 10 a.m. Still out of the southwest, but now gusting upwards of 30. Outside of that, we'll have a mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. We're dry and we are warmer for today. Kids heading out the door about 36. We'll go 51 for lunch and recess, 56 as they head back home. 56 as they head back home. That's not bad. 40 by 9, low 50s by noon. Our highs today, mid-upper 50s. But again, southwest winds 10 to 20, gusting to 30. So do keep that in mind if you're traveling. And again, especially in high-profile vehicles. Our gusty winds will continue for a little while. We have that cold front coming in late tonight, very early tomorrow morning. We're going to talk about that and some rain chances this weekend here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. The emergency management director in Cherokee County is terminated. Commissioners made the decision at the weekly meeting Monday morning at the Columbus Courthouse. They terminated Matt Haviland as the emergency manager director effective immediately. Sheriff Brian Henderson will fill in until the position can be permanently filled. KLAM reached out to both the county and Haviland's attorney for comment. The county says commissioners don't comment on the cause of terminations. November marks the highest number of traffic crashes in Cherokee County this year. Numbers have nearly tripled since the beginning of the year, with 43 crashes last month compared to the 16 in January. To reduce crashes, the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office advises drivers to avoid distractions, buckle up, and never drive impaired. A house fire at a local Dunaweg trailer park displaces a resident Monday morning. A space heater is the suspected cause of a fire at a mobile home in Dunaweg. The blaze broke out around 8:30 Monday morning at the Turkey Creek Estates mobile home park on East 7th Street. The resident escaped safely before firefighters arrived. Dunaweg fire crews knocked down the flames quickly with help from Joplin and Webb City fire departments. The fire caused extensive damage and forced crews to cut utilities to the home. Preliminary information reveals a space heater was to blame, but investigators are continuing to look into the exact cause. A rollover crash impacted morning traffic on Missouri Highway 171 near the Joplin Airport on Monday. Emergency personnel from Carl Junction and Joplin both responded, as well as the Missouri State Highway Patrol. Authorities say the car was going west when it veered off, hit a driveway culvert, and overturned into a fence and sign before stopping on its wheels. The woman driver got out of the car on her own and had non-life-threatening injuries. A trooper at the scene cited driver fatigue as the likely cause of the crash. New developments in the possible media mega merger in the works between Netflix and Warner Brothers. Another serious suitor entered the picture. Paramount Skydance, the parent company of CBS, announced what's known as a hostile takeover bid for the century-old movie studio and other businesses it owns. Jolene Kent has the details from Hollywood.
It's a $108 billion cash offer for all of Warner Brothers Discovery. Paramount Skydance, the parent company of CBS News, went around Warner Brothers and straight to its shareholders in an attempt to stop Netflix, 3 days after the streaming giant announced it struck a deal to buy most of Warner Brothers for $83 billion. Paramount CEO David Ellison said the Netflix-Warner Brothers deal would create a media giant that would stifle competition.
When you combine the number one streamer with the number three streamer, that creates a company that has unprecedented market power. That's bad for Hollywood. That's bad for the creative community. That's bad for consumers.
Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos responded today.
We have a deal done. We're super confident we're going to get it across the line and finish.
Paramount's offer is funded in part by the Ellison family, Middle Eastern sovereign wealth funds, a Chinese tech giant, and the private equity firm of President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. Billionaire Oracle chairman Larry Ellison is a longtime friend and supporter of President Trump. Today, the president, who recently met with the Netflix co-CEO, weighed in.
None of them are particularly great friends of mine. I want to do what's right.
Puck journalist Matt Bellany says for consumers, a Netflix win could mean fewer films released in theaters and likely fewer studios if Paramount wins.
What we've seen in media mergers typically is when one player exits the market, prices go up, choice goes down.
Paramount's offer to WBD shareholders expires in about a month on January 8th. They'll have to make a decision before then, but regardless of which way this goes, expect heavy regulatory scrutiny from the DOJ and the FTC. Jolene Kent, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather. Coming up on the KWM Morning News. President Trump outs farm aid and faces new questions over a deadly Caribbean strike as the White House pushes for a controversial Russia-Ukraine peace deal. Plus, a record-breaking sequel, Golden Globe, luxury, and a Broadway spectacle. We have looks on your eye on entertainment. And warming up for the next couple of days, Chris has a look at your weekly forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping Nation Watch, President Trump travels to Pennsylvania soon to tout his work on the economy amid dwindling poll numbers on the issue. This as farmers there and around the country could soon get one-time payments as part of an aid package to offset the president's trade war. The farmers' assistance was announced Monday at a White House roundtable, during which President Trump also discussed strikes on alleged Venezuelan drug boats and talks towards a Russia-Ukraine peace deal. CBS News' Bradley Blackburn has more from New York.
The economy takes center stage as President Trump heads to Pennsylvania one day after he announced a $12 billion aid package for farmers hit hard by his tariffs and trade war with China.
This relief will provide much needed certainty to farmers as they get this year's harvest to market and look ahead to next year's crops.
The White House says farmers can apply soon for payments that will go out in late February, funded by tariffs revenue.
A one-time payment for farmers is cold comfort for all the headache and anxiety and losses they've endured because of Donald Trump's trade war.
Also Monday, the president appeared to walk back last week's comments indicating he'd be open to publicly releasing the footage of a second strike on an alleged Venezuelan drug boat from early September that killed 2 survivors.
Whatever they have, we'd certainly release, no problem.
Now deferring to his defense secretary.
Whatever Pete Hegseth wants to do is okay with me.
According to 2 sources familiar with the matter, Hegseth, Joint Chiefs Chairman General Dan Kane, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio are set to brief 8 top lawmakers on a range of issues later today. Meanwhile, President Trump continues his push for a Russia-Ukraine peace deal.
We want to see if we can stop the killing.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky discussed the U.S.-backed peace plan with European allies Monday, though provisions calling for Ukraine to cede land to Russia remain a key sticking point. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Yesterday, President Trump on social media threatened to slap Mexico with a 5% tariff, claiming the country has violated a treaty that allows both nations to share water from the Colorado, Tijuana, and Rio Grande rivers. Well, still to come, a former elite runner turns heartbreak into healing. How one woman is sowing hope and helping others with a Comfort Hug hoodie. Plus, warming up for the next couple of days, Chris's look at your Tuesday forecast. The countdown to the Golden Globes is on, with event organizers giving a behind-the-scenes look at the menu. And a new Broadway musical is taking passion notes from the 1700s. Gwen Baumgarten has your Eye on Entertainment report.
Zootopia 2 is seeing a stampede of success.
Greg, we talked about that.
The animated sequel has set box office records for the highest international opening for an animated film, and now earning 2 Golden Globe nominations. The film's director is planning a cast celebration.
This is a movie about togetherness, so what better way to celebrate than all together? I think that's a big part of it.
The Golden Globes will air January 11th on CBS and Paramount+. Golden Globe organizers unveiled the event's curated luxury menu courtesy of the chef behind Nobu Restaurants.
So on the plate he has the miso black cod, he has his trio of nigiri, and also the yellowtail with jalapenos topping it. The updates to this year, the individual caviar cup with a potato base and the lobster salad.
Nominees will also be greeted with champagne on the red carpet, in total 1,500 mini bottles. From the runway to Broadway, fashion designer Christian Cohen is giving an inside look at the musical The Queen of Versailles, starring Kristen Chenoweth. The designer took inspiration from Marie Antoinette.
It was amazing because on one hand, I got to do my creative expression within fashion for Kristen's character, but then I really got to exercise my skills in comprehension of going through old paintings, going through literature.
Based on a documentary of the same name, The Queen of Versailles follows a couple's desire to build the largest private home in the U.S.
I will never stop building this house!
The musical is playing now on Broadway. That's our Eye on Entertainment. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
You know, I still need to see Zootopia 2. I love Zootopia 1, so I'm pretty excited for it. Well, now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we are a bit chilly out there. Our air temperatures are warmer, but with those gusty winds occasionally, it's bringing those wind chills down. We will warm up by this afternoon. We'll cool down. We'll warm up. We'll get cold. We'll warm up. It's a long ride on the extended forecast. Details on it all when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 6:21 now on this Tuesday morning. We're going to start with the future track. We're, again, over the next couple of days, other than some temperature swings, not big ones, but some temperature swings, there's not much going on. It's also going to be breezy. It's really probably going to be breezy again Thursday. Still hammering out the details on that, but once we show you the future track that far out, you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, today, southwest winds. They've already been gusty overnight into this morning. They will increase as we go, say, after 10 a.m. and start gusting upwards of 30. Outside of that, we've got just a mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. These southwest winds bringing in some much warmer air for us today. Now, overnight winds will shift out of the west, and then about 3 a.m., I would say, this cold front begins approaching our northwestern counties. By 5, it's along I-44. Now, as you can see, there is no precipitation with it, but it will give us mostly cloudy skies overnight tonight. It will cause those gusty west winds to become gusty northwest winds back behind it, and it will bring our temperatures down a smidge. And by a smidge, I mean we will still be warmer tomorrow than where we were Monday, but it will be cooler tomorrow than today. So that's what we've got. Throughout the day Wednesday, it is another mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies, but again, this time dealing with gusty northwest winds. And then by Thursday, we have a warm front that will actually retreat back. In fact, this is it right here. Let's say from Bentonville back toward Yates Center. That's this warm front that retreats back to the north. That'll bring our winds back up out of the southwest by the afternoon. They'll start gusting again. And our Thursday, mostly clear to partly cloudy. And of course, that warm front, the southwest winds, it brings in warm air, and we will be warm again on Thursday. And then we'll get cool again. We're going to go over those details with you now in the full forecast here. Starting with this morning, mostly cloudy skies out there, because as I mentioned earlier, we got cloudier last night than what I was expecting. We went mostly cloudy, and so that's where we are. Doesn't have a significant impact on the conditions. It's just there's more clouds than expected. Upper 30s to start, upper 40s by 11 o'clock this morning. Our highs today heading into the mid to upper 50s. And again, the southwest winds 10 to 20 with gusts to 30. So as I've mentioned all morning and yesterday, if you're driving a high profile vehicle, it's a little more susceptible to the wind. You just want to be careful out there because these aren't continuous gusts. But there'll be those ones where you're driving and that 30-mile-an-hour gust hits you, so you want to be cautious. Partly cloudy through the evening, somewhat mild, especially compared to yesterday. Upper 40s. We'll go back eventually in the low to mid-40s tonight. Mostly cloudy. West winds, as I mentioned, 10 to 15, now gusting to 25. We go into tomorrow, behind the front, northwest winds gusting to 25. And this is what I mean. It drops our temperatures just a smidge. So we're looking at upper 40s, low 50s, an average of about 50 across the area. So, of course, we'll be a little colder Wednesday night. But then Thursday, the warm front picks up, moves through the area. We warm upper 50s. Some of our southwestern counties we could see a couple of low 60s out there by Thursday. Wouldn't be out of the question. But then we get another front and we get cold again, or at least chilly initially. Friday, Saturday, upper 40s, but our lows dropping into the 20s. Showers possible, isolated showers possible on Saturday. With that said, any rain we see should happen while it's above freezing, but some of it could potentially freeze overnight with those lows into the 20s into Sunday, so do watch out for some slick spots. Really cold on Sunday, low mid 30s. We go back into the 40s Monday, Tuesday, and we have another warm up by the second half of next week. That is a check of your forecast, and this is Samantha with Health Watch.
Thanks, Chris. The Community Blood Center of the Ozarks is asking folks to wrap up their year by saving lives. The CBCO held a blood drive at the Columbus Chamber of Commerce yesterday. As part of an end-of-the-year push, the Blood Center is offering fleece blankets to donors. The blood that the Ozarks collects will help 40 local hospitals in need. New research suggests that patients still trust doctors more than artificial intelligence. A study by the University of Southern California and Baruch University in New York found 17% of people said they trust AI as much as human to diagnose health problems. But the study also found that most people see the technologies that use AI to help diagnose cancer as promising. School reopenings following COVID-19 lockdowns led to an improvement in children's mental health. Researchers from Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health looked at data from schools across California from March 2020 and June 2021. They found there were fewer diagnoses of depression, anxiety, and ADHD when schools reopened, and the longer schools stayed open after the shutdown, the fewer mental health conditions diagnosed. Adults who used medical marijuana for chronic pain under pharmacist-supervised systems were less likely to require prescription opioids. That's according to new research published in JAMA. Researchers studied more than 200 adults receiving treatment for chronic pain over 18 months and found participants who used medical marijuana reduced their morphine dose by 22%. Researchers say these gradual reductions can make managing chronic pain safer and more sustainable. Now to a story of a young woman turning pain into purpose and stitching herself a fresh start along the way. She's created a hoodie to help people with autism feel a little more at home in their own skin. Tina Cross has the story.
For 22-year-old Millie Haywood, Each stitch in her studio is mending years of feeling misunderstood.
A new passion has kind of lit that spark back inside of me.
A spark that faded when her dream of being an Olympic runner was crushed.
I suffered a lot with my mental health. At the age of 13, I was diagnosed with anorexia.
Haywood spent 2 years in the hospital struggling with her mental health and still relies on a feeding tube. But a turning point in her healing came a year ago when she was diagnosed with autism and says everything clicked.
Learning more about myself is really helping me mentally.
It's helped her find a new purpose. She's created a Comfort Hug hoodie that eases her own anxiety while also helping others.
Where did Mentally Unstitched come from?
I wanted to create something that I would be proud of and shows how I've been misinterpreted and how people have misunderstood me.
Her inspiration, the giant plushie she squeezed for support on dark days.
It just feels like that hug in a hoodie.
She designed it as sensory-friendly, no itchy tags, a hood big enough to fit over headphones, and heavy enough to bring calm.
Weighs around 2 pounds, so perfect on your shoulders to help relieve that anxiety.
Haywood's also sewing clever slogans onto other products to celebrate neurodiversity.
I really hope that I can inspire people with my designs and with my story that, what makes you different makes you stronger.
A thread of empowerment sewn into every design on her road to recovery. Tina Kraus, CBS News, Chalford, England.
Haywood hopes to eventually create a full clothing line for the neurodivergent community that's both comfortable and stylish. That's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, transportation crews gear up with new strategies to tackle winter road conditions.
And thankfully, nothing winter related to worry about today. In fact, we're warming up and skies beginning to clear out a bit out there as well. Got to look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, donations from the Toy Box Project spread holiday cheer to kiddos across the 4 states.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:31. I'm Samantha Walker.
I'm Chris Warner. It is Tuesday, December the 9th. Happy Tuesday to all of you out there. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday to you, Chris.
All right, something we tried before, and we're going to have to try it again this morning. We've got 2 seconds. We're going to do it. So on occasion, Elise would wear a green dress.
Okay.
And she became invisible, and you are almost the right shade of green.
Do you want me to head over there?
Let's go that way. We're going to start our live look from downtown Pittsburgh, and we're going to go, we got to test it. We got to find out, honestly, we got to determine what colors of green work and don't work, so I'm just curious. It mostly works. See, there we are. Through the magic of I like the bluish tint, though, it gives, because it's a little darker green than this green. But that's why I don't wear my holiday ties anymore. Because they have red and green on them, and then you get these weird stripes of like the city behind us.
I just look like I am
like a ghost.
Over Pittsburgh.
Right, the ghost of Christmas present just landed in downtown Pittsburgh. Okay, I had a feeling. I was kind of kidding because it's a darker shade of green. Well, that was fun. I hope you're having fun with us this morning. And if you're not, I'm sorry, I'll try and come up with something else that will be fun. I don't know what yet. But skies are beginning to clear. Seeing a little bit of that sunrise. Our cameras up in the range line looking good as well. Head down to the MODA, or back up to, rather, the KDOT camera, 69,400 along 171. Looks good so far. KDOT, my gosh, I'm all out of order now. See what happened? The ghost of Christmas present came, and I can't keep track of the present. 32nd in range line. The MODOT camera there looks good. Temperatures, it is a bit chilly this morning. 39 in Joplin, 36 in Pittsburgh, and we are warmer. In fact, we're upwards of 10 to 15 degrees warmer this morning than where we were yesterday. Most of us are in the mid to upper 30s. Do have some cooler spots out there. Bentonville and Sedan, the colder spots, though, both at 31 degrees. And as we... I think I actually lied. I think Neodesha's dropped. Yes, Neodesha now down to 31. Then we factor in the wind, and we're all pretty cold. Most of these wind chills mid to upper 20s across the region. So you still want that jacket, you still want that coat, but you want to make sure it's something you can pack away easily because it will warm up today. Our gusty southwest winds this morning increase after 10 a.m., gusting upwards of 30 miles an hour. We'll have a mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies, but otherwise pretty good. And as I mentioned, we are warmer today than where we were yesterday, and the school day forecast gives us a pretty good look as to how much warmer we'll be. 36 as kids head out the door. By the time they leave, a 20-degree difference. 51 by lunch and recess, 56 as they head home to where our highs are going to head for today. Be about 40 by 9, 51 by noon, and we'll go into the upper 50s, mid to upper 50s for our highs today. But again, if you're driving a high-profile vehicle, southwest winds 10 to 20 with those gusts upwards of 30 at times. You just want to make sure you're paying very close attention out there. Now, we are going to cool back down. We have that cold front coming in early tomorrow morning. Then it's going to warm up again. Then it's going to get cold again. And then it just might turn around and warm up again because it's the 4 states. Why not? Just wait a couple of days. The weather will change if you don't like it. It'll do one thing different for you. We'll break down the details on this ride we're about to engage on and some rain chances this weekend in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. Downright frosty weather is hitting the northern U.S. from the upper Midwest to the Northeast. Lena Zach has it all covered from the frozen fields of Iowa.
A fresh blanket of snow and a blast of cold weather gripped the Midwest and parts of the South. Colder than normal temperatures were felt from Minnesota to Maine. Virginia continues to get snow 3 days after this state trooper ran to rescue a driver whose car crashed north of Richmond during bad weather. The officer had to pull the man out of the burning vehicle to safety. In western New York, snow set the scene for the matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals on Sunday. 2.5 inches of snow fell on Highmark Stadium. Buffalo came out a winner. But many drivers lost their battle with winter weather out west in Colorado. Icy roads and deep snow caused cars to spin out and forced truck drivers to pull over.
It was miserable.
Yeah. A lot of trucks getting their chains put on.
Stopped on the interstate is not a good thing.
Add to the cold a challenging economic climate. Colder weather means an increase in utility costs, and many people already struggling with rent and food prices are seeking help. Sarah Nelson is the CEO of Community Crisis Services in Iowa City.
We've been preparing for a tsunami of need, and we expect it to get worse before it gets better.
Overnight, the temperatures here reached as low as 1 degree Fahrenheit. And when it gets that cold, health experts warn that frostbite can set in as little as 10 minutes. Lana Zach, CBS News, Iowa City.
As we move into winter weather season, we'll eventually see snow-covered roads. Missouri and Oklahoma Departments of Transportation have spent the summer developing plans to handle the weather. MoDOT has a meeting with the state as soon as winter weather is expected. KOAM's anchor Tanya Bach and meteorologist Austin Sands had a fun adventure yesterday with kids from Joplin Soaring Heights 5th grade student council. They bought toys with money donated to the KOAM Toy Box Project to help brighten this Christmas for a lot of kids around the 4 states. KOAM's Ty Parks gives us a look.
6, 7! So afraid Today, our student council came out to join KOAM on their toy box shopping trip. These are our 5th grade leaders who have been chosen by peers to help do community service throughout the year. And
one of the girls was like, I thought they banned those in the 90s.
Nope, was really fun. We got to hang out and we got to find things that we thought would be fun for kids, and it was really fun.
This is Bear Glove.
This is
Swagger. If a teen boy, they would like Swagger, right?
It makes me feel good because I feel like we get a bunch of stuff, but there are kids who don't get a bunch of stuff, so it makes me feel good that we're giving stuff to kids who don't get a lot.
Hit up the electronics area. We got creative though. We also got LED lights. That one was Pokemon. Pokemon and Star Wars. Good pick.
Really low because there's kids out there that don't get any presents, which that's okay, but us giving them presents is perfect.
Toy box!
These are awesome. I got a lot of eyelash glue because I got a lot of eyelashes.
special, but when we think about leadership, we're thinking about kids who put the needs of others before their own. And so we have a program for 5th grade students that rise up to that level. and they really stand out among their peers as wanting to lead students to be the greatest they can be.
KOAM Toy Box!
That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. The White House clears the way for NVIDIA chip sales overseas, why the U.S. wants a cut, and how other tech giants could be next. And a little later, concerns about self-driving taxis failing to stop for school buses. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. In Consumer Watch, President Trump announced on social media that he'll allow NVIDIA to sell its H200 computer chips to some approved customers in China. The president says the U.S. will take a 25% cut of the sales, and the tech giant's advanced Blackwell and Rubin chips are not a part of the deal. He also adds that the Commerce Department is finalizing the details and that a similar approach could apply to other American chip companies, including AMD and Intel. Stellantis says it's bringing the Fiat Topolino, a tiny two-seat electric vehicle, to the U.S. soon, with more details expected to be released next year. The small EV has a top speed of 28 miles per hour with a battery range of about 50 miles. The Fiat Topolino is currently available in Europe and South America. And Domino's Pizza turned 65 today. To celebrate its birthday, the chain is giving out free chocolate lava crunch cakes with purchases of $10 or more. Customers have to enter the code Happy B-Day online in order to take advantage of the deal. The offer lasts through December 22nd. Waymo, the ride-hailing service, faces new fallout over its self-driving taxis because they don't stop for school buses as the law requires. Waymo says it plans a voluntary software recall to fix the glitch. The company already tried to fix it, but police in Texas say it didn't work. Chris Van Cleve has the story.
It's happened again and again in Austin, Texas. Police say it's happened at least 20 times since August. Self-driving Waymos caught on school bus cameras appearing to ignore the bus's flashing red lights and stop signs here as kids are crossing. The latest incident last week came after Waymo said it had installed a software update to address the issue.
It's not fixed. That's the short answer. It's not fixed.
This is video of that incident, the Waymo stopping, but only after it passed the front of the school bus. The company says it's working to understand what occurred and improve.
The programming did not recognize what a vehicle is supposed to do around a stopped school bus with students loading and unloading.
In a statement, Waymo's chief safety officer says while we are incredibly proud of our strong safety record, holding the highest safety standards means recognizing when our behavior should be better. The company says there's been no injuries in these incidents and its vehicles will remain on the roads, but it will file a voluntary safety recall this week as staff continue analyzing our vehicle's performance and making necessary fixes.
So we're getting on the freeway.
Last year, we rode with Waymo's engineers in Phoenix as they were preparing to launch its new freeway service.
So the bar is to make as few mistakes as possible and be safer than a human driver would be.
Waymo just drove around the school bus.
In October, federal regulators began an investigation after video surfaced of a similar school bus incident in Atlanta. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Phoenix.
That's it for Consumer Watch, and now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, I'm not going to go on about it again, but man, the self-driving cars is just something I can't do. I've got to be in control. I am not in control of the weather, though. If I was, as I've discussed more than once, it would be 70 year-round with some rain as needed to keep things growing. I don't control it, though. It is not going to be 70 degrees today. We do not have any rain in the forecast for today, but it will be a little warmer than where we were yesterday. Details on that and birthdays and anniversaries right after this time now, 6:44. All right, it is time now for some Tuesday birthdays in the 4 states. We're going to start with Arabella Pence celebrating birthday number 7. Happy birthday.
And we're celebrating another 7th birthday in Pittsburgh. Gracie Carliskin is celebrating. Happy birthday, Gracie.
And in Moran, we've got Judson Eugene Curl celebrating birthday number 8 today. A very happy birthday to you.
And in Riverton, Brooklyn Zorns is celebrating birthday number 10. This is happy birthday to a great catcher. Happy birthday, Brooklyn.
And in Joplin, Noah Stalling celebrating birthday number 15 today. Happy birthday, Noah.
And Shirley Honeshell in Carthage is celebrating birthday number 65. Happy birthday, Shirley.
And in Chatopa, Cindy Johnson celebrating another year wiser. Happy birthday, Cindy.
And in Pittsburgh, Angela Carlinger is celebrating birthday number 43. Happy birthday, Angela.
And we're heading down south to Columbus, where Marilyn Westervelt is celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday, Marilyn.
And we can't forget Margie Morris in Cherryvale, who is celebrating another year. Happy birthday, Margie.
All right, a very happy birthday to everyone on our list. And of course, really, we do love sharing these birthdays and anniversaries with you. And there have been some, like the messages you guys leave. Look, I know I'm weird, but I am more in touch with my emotions than most guys are. And they get me sometimes. We love those messages. We love these pictures. We really, truly do love celebrating birthdays and anniversaries with you all. If you want to do so, Samantha has some information to recite to you.
Yes, if you want us to help celebrate you on your special day, make sure to send those birthdays and anniversaries to the email you can see on your screen, birthdays@KOAMnewsnow.com. But do make sure you pay attention to that deadline you can see on your screen as well to make sure we get it in plenty of time before your special day.
Very important information there. And a very nice look at the sunrise this morning from downtown Pittsburgh. Those clouds off in the distance. Now, right now, so what we're talking about, we've got some clear skies overhead. Off to the east, we have the clouds. And we're going to have that mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. So remember how big our coverage area is. Some of you may have clear skies overhead, but, you know, a few counties over, still within our zone, you've got partly cloudy skies. So that's why we say it's going to be a mix. We have a pretty broad area out there, and sometimes it can vary widely from even county to county in what's happening. Our camera 7th and range line, another great view of that sunrise as well. We're going to head down to the KDOT camera quickly. It's 69 and 400 along K171, looking back toward the Missouri state line-ish, and it's looking good so far. MoDOT camera 32nd in range line in Joplin, looking good as well. Every time we come to it, and this light, the westbound light is always red. We always catch it at a red light. That's interesting. I think we've only caught it green once. All right, future track. Windy today. That's our biggest concern, truly, is going to be the winds. Now, this morning, they're not too bad, but they are giving us some wind chills back into the 20s. But through the day, we're going to warm up. But with these gusty winds, again, high-profile vehicles especially, the thing about these winds, they're not sustained at 30. This isn't going to be just breezy, but that makes it a little more difficult because you'll be driving and all of a sudden that 30-mile-an-hour wind gust hits you and it can catch you off guard. So just pay attention. Make sure you're watching out for those gusty winds. Otherwise, again, a mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies as we head through the day. Those southwest winds will be gusting upwards of 30 through the day. Overnight, they'll switch out of the west, and then about 3 a.m. or so. Now, I know this is stopping at 5, but about 3 a.m., a cold front approaches, probably starting to push in around Yates Center, Eureka, Burlington, early tomorrow morning. By 5 a.m., it's along I-44. The only thing it really brings with it initially is the clouds. We'll go mostly cloudy tonight ahead of that front, and we'll start clearing out a bit behind it. We'll also have gusty west winds ahead of it, gusty northwest winds behind it, and we will be a little cooler tomorrow, but as I mentioned, we will still be warmer than where we were on Monday. Same on Wednesday, though, a mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. If you look, you can see some of those clouds, and then we'll go mostly cloudy again overnight from Wednesday into Thursday, and then a warm front early Thursday starts to lift north across the area, and wouldn't you know it, it does a couple of things for us. One, it brings us warmer temperatures, and then we return to gusty southwest winds. And in terms of the conditions overhead, another mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. So truly, the up and down temperatures and the gusty winds are the big thing over the next couple of days here in the 4 states. As we get today started, again, some of us may be mostly cloudy, others not. It'll be a mix out there. Upper 30s to start and upper 40s by 11 a.m. Now, our temperature roller coaster ride that started last week continues. Not just this week, but in the next week. We'll go over those details with you in just a moment. We'll also have your wake-up recap. And when we transition to Fox 14 at 7 a.m., some of the KOAM team joined the Joplin 5th graders to help go on a shopping spree supporting our KOAM Toy Box project, all with a goal to help brighten this Christmas for a lot of kids around the 4 states. We got that story and a lot more at 7 a.m. All right, it is time now for some Tuesday birthdays in the 4 states. We're going to start with Arabella Pitts celebrating birthday number 7. Happy birthday.
And we're celebrating another 7th birthday in Pittsburgh. Gracie Carliskin is celebrating. Happy birthday, Gracie.
And in Moran, we've got Judson Eugene Curl celebrating birthday number 8 today. A very happy birthday to you.
And in Riverton, Brooklyn Zorns is celebrating birthday number 10. It says happy birthday to a great catcher. Happy birthday, Brooklyn.
And in Joplin, Noah Stalling celebrating birthday number 15 today. Happy birthday, Noah.
And Shirley Honeshell in Carthage is celebrating birthday number 65. Happy birthday, Shirley.
And in Chetopa, Cindy Johnson celebrating another year wiser. Happy birthday, Cindy.
And in Pittsburgh, Angela Carlinger is celebrating birthday number 43. Happy birthday, Angela.
And we're heading down south to Columbus, where Marilyn Westervelt is celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday, Marilyn.
And we can't forget Margie Morris in Cherryvale, who is celebrating another year. Happy birthday, Margie.
All right, a very happy birthday to everyone on our list. And of course, really, we do love sharing these birthdays and anniversaries with you. And there have been some, like the messages you guys leave. Look, I know I'm weird, but I am more in touch with my emotions than most guys are. And they get me sometimes. We love those messages. We love these pictures. We really, truly do love celebrating birthdays and anniversaries with you all. If you want to do so, Samantha has some information to recite to you.
Yes, if you want us to help celebrate you on your special day, make sure to send those birthdays and anniversaries to the email you can see on your screen, birthdays@KOAMnewsnow.com. But do make sure you pay attention to that deadline you can see on your screen as well to make sure we get it in plenty of time before your special day.
Very important information there. And a very nice look at the sunrise this morning from downtown Pittsburgh. Those clouds off in the distance. Now, right now, so what we're talking about, we've got some clear skies overhead. Off to the east, we have the clouds. And we're going to have that mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. So remember how big our coverage area is. Some of you may have clear skies overhead, but, a few counties over, still within our zone, you've got partly cloudy skies. So that's why we say it's going to be a mix. We have a pretty broad area out there, and sometimes it can vary widely from county to county in what's happening. Our camera 7th in range line, another great view of that sunrise as well. We're going to head down to the KDOT camera quickly. It's 69 and 400 along K171, looking back toward the Missouri state line-ish, and it's looking good so far. MoDOT camera 32nd in range line in Joplin, looking good as well. Every time we come to it, and this light, the westbound light is always red. We always catch it at a red light. That's interesting. I think we've only caught it green once. All right, future track. Windy today. That's our biggest concern, truly, is going to be the winds. Now, this morning, they're not too bad, but they are giving us some wind chills back into the 20s. But through the day, we're going to warm up. But with these gusty winds, again, high-profile vehicles especially, the thing about these winds, they're not sustained at 30. This isn't going to be just breezy, but that makes it a little more difficult because you'll be driving and all of a sudden that 30-mile-an-hour wind gust hits you and it can catch you off guard. So just pay attention. Make sure you're watching out for those gusty winds. Otherwise, again, a mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies as we head through the day. Those southwest winds will be gusting upwards of 30 through the day. Overnight, they'll switch out of the west, and then about 3 a.m. or so. Now, I know this is stopping at 5, but about 3 a.m., a cold front approaches, probably starting to push in around Yates Center, Eureka, Burlington, early tomorrow morning. By 5 a.m., it's along I-44. The only thing it really brings with it initially is the clouds. We'll go mostly cloudy tonight ahead of that front, and we'll start clearing out a bit behind it. We'll also have gusty west winds ahead of it, gusty northwest winds behind it, and we will be a little cooler tomorrow, but as I mentioned, we will still be warmer than where we were on Monday. Same on Wednesday, though, a mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. If you look, you can see some of those clouds, and then we'll go mostly cloudy again overnight from Wednesday into Thursday, and then a warm front early Thursday starts to lift north across the area, and wouldn't you know it, it does a couple of things for us. One, it brings us warmer temperatures, and then we return to gusty southwest winds. And in terms of the conditions overhead, another mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. So truly, the up and down temperatures and the gusty winds are the big thing over the next couple of days here in the 4 states. As we get today started, again, some of us may be mostly cloudy, others not. It'll be a mix out there. Upper 30s to start and upper 40s by 11 a.m. Now, our temperature roller coaster ride that started last week continues. Not just this week, but in the next week. We'll go over those details with you in just a moment. We'll also have your wake-up recap. And when we transition to Fox 14 at 7 a.m., some of the KOAM team joined the Joplin 5th graders to help go on a shopping spree supporting our KOAM Toy Box project, all with a goal to help brighten this Christmas for a lot of kids around the 4 states. We got that story and a lot more at 7 a.m.
With the holidays fast approaching, the 'Twas the Night Before Christmas show is coming to Pittsburgh for its 4th year. We'll learn more when you join us at 7 a.m. Learn more about the upcoming 'Twas the Night Before Christmas show. Join us at 7 a.m.
We are going to have a pretty decent start to the day, but cooler for our Wednesday, the latest at 7.
This is Paul with Tatum Motor Company in Anderson, Missouri and Tinytown, Arkansas. See us today.
America's #1 sports book is here, Missouri.
FanDuel makes it so easy to get started.
And you can get paid instantly. That's like the whole point of winning.
New customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets guaranteed.
Sponsored by Club Car Wash. Now open in Joplin at 1626 West 7th.
When you give to Feed the 4 States, you're helping to keep area food pantries stocked for our neighbors in need. Go to KOAMnewsnow.com/feed to learn more.
4 State Heroes is brought to you in part by your Midwest Ford dealers.
We take this time now to honor a local veteran, Corporal Frank Skaggs. Served in the U.S. Army during the Korean War. The Seneca, Missouri native was stationed at Fort Richardson, Alaska, and received the National Defense Service Medal. We are proud to salute Frank Skaggs, a 4-state hero.
This is your Wake Up Recap for December 9th, your top stories to start your day. A rollover crash impacted morning traffic Monday on Missouri Highway 171 near the Joplin Airport. Emergency personnel from Carl Junction and Joplin both responded, as well as the Missouri State Highway Patrol. Authorities say the car was going west when it veered off, hit a driveway culvert, and overturned into a fence and sign before stopping on its wheels. The woman driver got out of the car on her own and had non-life-threatening injuries. Galena police assisted Joplin PD and Cherokee County Sheriff's Office in a pursuit of an armed fugitive. The chase continued west toward Baxter Springs. Then the suspect drove off-road through fields before surrendering to officers. Authorities identified the suspect as Austin Arnold of Fort Scott, Kansas, who faces multiple felony warrants, including possession of methamphetamine and aggravated assault. Passenger Chelsea Fields was charged with drug paraphernalia possession. That's a check of today's Wake Up Recap.
And we are warmer today, going into the mid to upper 50s, a mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. The big story, our winds out of the southwest gusting upwards of 30. Into the evening we go, still going partly cloudy and then eventually mostly cloudy overnight. Lows in the low to mid 40s, west winds gusting to 25. Then starting early tomorrow morning, that cold front pushes through, drops us back a bit, about 50. So some upper 40s, low 50s, and breezy, gusty northwest winds pushing 25. Mid 30s Wednesday night into Thursday, warm front Thursday morning puts us back into the upper 50s. Another front comes through and we get cold heading into the weekend. Some rain showers possible Saturday, could lead to some slick spots Sunday morning. Much colder Sunday, and then possibly another warm up about a week and a half from now.
We're going to get spoiled with these 50s, and then Sunday's going to hit like a ton of bricks.
That's how it usually goes, man. When that big temperature change, you're right. It hits like you're getting hit by a bus or something, man. It just like that.
Yeah, well,
suddenly it's cold.
Well, thanks, Chris. Coming up today at noon, we're making Happy Kids macaroni and cheese in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
And your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings. Are you concerned your kids will spend their entire winter break on their phones and computers? Well, coming up on CBS Morning, some tips on maximizing family time over screen time. That's tough sometimes.
Yeah. Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, Charlene Patton with the Kansas Soybean Commission shows us one of her easy recipes perfect for any of your holiday parties.
Plus, some of the KOAM team joined together thanks to your assistance to our Toy Box Tuesday telethon last week. And they went shopping with some 5th graders from Joplin, of course, helping brighten the holidays for some area kids. Our next Toy Box Tuesday telethon's today at noon, 5 and 6. We'll see you then and be back here tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
And we'll see you today at noon.